Well, congratulations there, Jana. That is awesome news. What a great way to start our call tonight. It's just about the top of the hour. Just want to remind you guys to remind your downline they're missing out on some pretty great training tonight if they're not here. Those pro men, got to be pro, man. Got to go pro. How's everyone doing this evening? And yes, Steve, you can probably start the recording now. It is the top of the hour. Janet Legere here. I'm not sure if you guys all know who I am or not. I am actually one of the legends in the back office. I do apologize. I'm not at my best this evening. I have this, there's a bug, a cold bug decided to come and journey through my body. I don't know why, but you know what? It's having a great time. And I'm not going to let it get me down. It's just affecting my voice, and I need to take care of it because I kind of need my voice in this business. So how are you guys doing this evening? Having a great night? I know I am. I think this is going to be some of the best training you guys have ever had. Of course, I'm a little bit biased because you get to experience somebody I get to hang out with every day. My husband, Don Legere, is going to be here to entertain and educate you this evening on a subject that you may or may not be familiar with, and that's curating content for your blog. Only we've put a little twist on it, and he's going to be really focused on how to do that with all the legends information that you have here. You guys are sitting on a gold mine. You know that, right? Do you all know that? I just want to check that you've all checked your pulses and you know full on that you're sitting on a gold mine in every aspect of that word. Seriously. All right? Well, tonight we're going to show you a little bit how to capitalize on that gold mine. And, you know, it was about 16 years ago. My goodness, Dawn, another month. Our anniversary is coming up 16 years ago that we met online. And about a year later, we found ourselves making the decision that the internet was where we wanted to build our business and build our fortune. And here we are 15 years later, following our passion. I've been doing what I want to be doing for the last 15 years. I don't know anybody more dedicated than me. I know, and I just love what I do. What can I say? I bring fun and joy wherever I go. That's what I want to do. TLNdating.com. That's what we need, Val. There we go. We need a TLN dating site. Hey, they work, okay? It was a match made in heaven, believe me. And I'm pretty excited because I get to hang out with Don every day, and he's pretty inspiring and motivating. And you guys have heard his name, and you all see Janet and Don Legere, and you kind of hear him here and there. And he doesn't get to get a word in it edgewise very often. But we're giving him the reins tonight, and he's going to share some strategies with you. So I don't want to take up any more of your time, mostly because I'm having a hard time talking, and I don't want to lose any more of this voice or waste any more of your precious time because you're here to learn, right? Are you excited to learn this tonight? You excited to learn something different to really capitalize on what you have here on this gold mine? I hope you are. Well, it's my pleasure to introduce my husband, my best friend, the man who keeps me smiling every day, Mr. Don Legere. So please, Don, take it away, inspire, amuse, entertain. I know that I'm going to have a great time.
Hey, thanks for that introduction, Janet. I appreciate it, as always. Hope you can all hear me okay. If you can hear my voice, type a Y in the text chat, and then we'll get going. This way I want to hear from everyone, just to know we're all here in the room. And then I'm going to get into showing you how to do a little bit of content marketing. Now, we all have a blog. And, you know, it's said that if your blog is the doorstep to your business, then the content that you provide others on that blog is your salesman. So it's a good idea to start understanding the power of content marketing and what it can do for your business. Currently, right now in the B2B marketplace, they are abandoning traditional outbound marketing strategies. Now, what are outbound marketing strategies, you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. Those are things like TV ads, you know, mainstream media ads. They're text ads. They are classified ads. They are brochures. They are splash pages. They are lead capture pages. All these things. They're pop-ups, pop-unders, anything that once garnered the attention of the early internet entrepreneur. It grabbed the attention of the early people to the internet, but marketing has changed. People now, consumers now, find those type of marketing tactics an intrusion. An intrusion on their private time when they want to go to the internet to go read something, to learn something. And when they are inundated by pop-up ads, pop-over ads, redirects, guess what? They lose interest in your website, and they start to lose interest in what you have to say. They walk away. Something else has happened along the road as far as the internet. It keeps evolving, and I swear to goodness it's going to evolve even tenfold by this time next month, because things are jumping at breakneck speed. You know, one time you could put together a website, you could put together a lead capture page, and have an incredible autoresponder series that would motivate that person to go ahead, plunk down their hard-earned money, and buy your program or service. And you relied on the internet to do that work for you. And at one time that was true. But times have changed, ladies and gentlemen. The consumer has changed. Their modus operandi for buying something or investing in something worthwhile, they believe, is they go to their social network and they ask questions. Are you using this product? What is your experience? So rather than go to the traditional salesperson for those answers, they're going to their social network to find out for themselves what is the truth. And that's where the consumer has changed quite a bit. So instead of us getting out there and marketing it in the old tactical way of, you know, having those intrusive ads coming at people, in order to find success, you have to shift your focus from those outbound strategies to providing content that will drive successful inbound campaigns. So rather than going out and hunting down prospects, you want the internet, you want the social footprint of that internet to be providing the prospects for you. And they'll do that through sharing very good information, by sharing content that they didn't know was there, by sharing content in a way that makes sense. So Anne Handley summed it up quite nicely with this quote. And the idea is we have to lure people in to our blogs, into our doorsteps, in order to start providing them the information that will make them know, like, and trust us so that they can go ahead and make that investment in us. Now, Jan mentioned when we started the call that at the TLN network you're sitting on a gold mine. And she is absolutely right. The wealth of information contained in your back office is simply astounding. You really don't have to go much further than that in order to start curating very good content for your website, especially if the idea of your blog or website is to market the Legends Network. There are so many people in there with so much information that you don't have to go look. Your job is so easy when it comes to content marketing. And you're going to use those people, those influencers, those trainers, and they're going to drive your business for you by knowing a few simple steps that I'm going to show you tonight. Step one, what's your topic? What are you all about? We're all TLN Pro members, are we not? So the idea I would think is that you have a blog where you are marketing the Legends Network. Am I right? Are you using your blog for that? Or are you using word of mouth? Or are you phoning people on the phone? So we're all using our blog? Anybody? Anybody on there? Anybody got a lead capture page or anything like that? Is everybody here? Type a Y in the text chat. Either there must be a really big lag or I've totally lost everybody. So we all have a blog where we are able to communicate to prospects so they'll sign up and subscribe to our list, right? I mean, that's the idea of marketing, right? We all have a blog in order to do that, or we have some sort of way to collect names and build our list. Now, your topic, what do you want to engage your clients with every day, or your prospects every day? Why are they joining your list? Is it a TLN list that they're joining so that you can get them to join the TLN network? Of course it is. So the topics that you want to give a unique perspective to or passion for is something that we're already talking about and is already available for you in the back office of the Legends Network. Sorry, I keep calling it the Learning Network. That's a TV station, TLN, right? So, pardon for the confusion there. But the Legends Network, on what topic do you want to be known as a thought leader? I mean, I'll give you a hint right now, ladies and gentlemen, because we're all here trying to build an organization so that we can all have some financial freedom. I may suggest that your objective as a business person would be to not only be building your list, but you're going to be promoting the idea that you are the leader that these people think you are. And you're going to be doing that by providing information for them that is contained already in the back office, and we'll show you how to put all that stuff for use for you in content marketing. Now, follow the influencers on your topic. Now, we talked about that. The Legends Network. There are so many people back there. You have enough information back there in the Legends Network to curate enough content for at least a period of 6 months. If you're doing one blog post every 3 days or one blog post a day, maybe a little longer. But the idea is that you want to get into the back office, find out who is doing the training, find out where it is their websites are located, and get their RSS feed, their RSS feed, so that you can start following and reading their blogs as they update it, either on a daily basis or whenever they're updated, but you've got them. So you're going to follow them. You're going to be aware of the new information that they're bringing each and every day. You're going to follow other bloggers who have similar interests as your own. You're going to follow the analysts of your industry. You're going to follow trade publications. You follow the journals. You follow the industry leaders. And you follow someone who you would like to be the most. So follow the influencers. So that's step 2. Step 1 is, to throw out an idea for you, I would think that you would want to promote the idea that you're the leader, that these people think you are. And if you don't think you are a leader, you are. You simply must become the leader you don't think you have. So get out there and be a leader. So start blogging on that information. And you get that information from the Legends Network, bloggers, the analysts in your industry, trade publications, and so on, and so on, and so on. So step 3 is you aggregate. Does anyone know what aggregate is? Anyone? Aggregation is simply the collection of various different URLs that have the latest news. For example, an aggregated site is something like the Drudge Report, or it's something like, the Liberty Mill. That's That's an aggregated site. There are so many aggregated sites out there that all they do is they have little robots that go out and they collect the URL and the title for the various news items that are out there, and that's all they publish. And believe it or not, those sites are somewhat very well visited because it provides a place where content marketers go to curate information that follows what it is that they find important and what it is they want to promote. So once they have gone about and they've aggregated, what they're going to do is they're going to prioritize it and organize the content from all the influencers that complement your topic. Now I'm going to suggest you start with the Legends Network, the Legends Network back office, the trainers, guys like Todd Falcone. You start doing blog posts that reference his blog, his name, guess what? Your rankings are going to start going through the roof. Your rankings are going to start going through the roof even though you know nothing about search engine optimization. Because even Google's changed, ladies and gentlemen. Even Google's changed. They don't really care about SEO anymore. They do, but they don't. What they care about is what information are you providing and how often are you providing it, and is it useful, and is it being shared? So aggregate, prioritize, organize content from your influencers that complement your topic, and you're going to find them through their blog posts. You're going to find them through YouTube. You're going to find them by subscribing to their newsletters. You're going to find them by subscribing to their RSS feeds. You're going to join their Twitter feeds. You're going to follow them on Facebook. You're going to follow them on LinkedIn. And why are you going to do that? Because you want to have your fingertips on the very latest and greatest information so that you can share it first before anybody else with your social network. And when you do that, guess what happens? It explodes. It becomes exponential. 5 people know 5 people know 5 people. In the Legends Network, all you need is 2. 2 people who know 2 people who know 2 people. But when they start sharing it in that way on the social networks, that's where the inbound strategies come to play for you. So you're going to aggregate, prioritize, and organize this content. And from there, you're going to pick the very best. So step 4, you're going to curate it. You're going to go and say, hey, this topic looks very, very interesting. This is something I've never heard of before. So you're going to go to that site, you're going to go to that article, and you're going to read it over. And you're going to curate that article. And by curate, I mean you're going to take a snippet of it. You're not going to pirate it. Pirating an article is not the best way to do it. Always attribute your sources. You're always going to provide a link back to the original content. And you're always going to be aware of the fair use practices when it comes to curation. And you can include content that doesn't agree with your position. Or you can include content that doesn't agree with the Legends Network trainers' information. It's fine. It creates controversy. People love that. They even share it more. And is that good for you? Darn right it is. Because you get the inbound links that help your rankings, that Google starts saying, hey, this guy knows what they're talking about. This guy is sharing information. And ladies and gentlemen, it's done. It's all automatic. You have to take a few steps. That's it. That was step 4. Step 5, you share it. You share the article. And how do you share your article when you put it on your WordPress blog? Well, I hope you have a plugin. If you have the plugin there, it'll share it automatically to your Facebook page. It'll share it automatically to Twitter. It'll share it automatically to LinkedIn. To all your social media places. You could share it in email. Hey, people, I just put this new blog post out. Would you come and like to take a look at it? You could share it by having it in your RSS feed so that others can subscribe to your really simple software feed. That way they can get your post in text form. They don't have to actually visit your site, but you still get credit for the view. It's a good way to create inbound marketing. So share it. Now here's a caution. In a moment, I'm gonna show you a few blog posts that were created by our own Tamara Trowbridge and Steve Gahagan that'll give you an idea how to structure your curation. But you know, I'd like to give you a caution first. If you are going to begin to provide content to your audience, you have to always continue providing them that content. And the reason why, you know, they're going to find somewhere else to go. The consumer's changed. The consumer can make a very, very quick decision if they've got the right information in front of them. You know, if you're promoting yourself as the leader and you're promoting yourself as someone who knows something about internet marketing and that can build a business and build a successful home business, guess what? This is the easiest, most incredibly easy opportunity for you to provide that information for your prospects without really having to know anything. You really only have to know how to curate content. Now the cool thing is, as you're curating the content and you're reading the articles, guess what's happening? You're learning. It's like you're going to school again. And it's quite fascinating because if you are curating content for something that you're truly passionate about, you start absorbing things that you never thought you could absorb. You start doing things that you really thought you couldn't do. And you have that aha moment. You have that moment of clarity and go, my blog is not my stopper anymore. I know what to put there. I don't have to think about it. I just have to structure my time to get it done. It's really, truly that simple. But in order, when you first start curating or content marketing, using your blog to drive traffic to your main business, you have to continue to do it. You have to continue to give them that fresh content. And it has to be relevant. It can't be stale information. It has to be new information. It has to be relevant. And the more relevant, the more new, the better it is for you, because that gets shared first. A stale website will certainly kill your business. It's like you have your blog there, it's the open door to your business, but guess what? You got nothing but old stock in there. Really old stock. People say, boy, this guy really doesn't know what he's doing. So a stale website will absolutely kill your business. Now, there are certain goals that you must consider when you're putting together your curation strategy. The content you produce and curate is designed to achieve a number of things for you, right? Well, you want to make more money, right? You want to make more money. We all want to make more money. We all want to have more contacts. So defining your goals helps you make smart content decisions. For example, Michael Camry. He's one of our students at Curation Works, and he's a get-it-done kind of guy. His website's all about birds. He has an offline business. His use of curation strategies has increased his offline business, but I believe it's 42%. That's a big number to a guy who's running a business offline. So he's defined his goal. He knows what he wants to achieve. And every piece of information he puts on his blog, or puts on his Facebook, or puts in Twitter, has to relate in a way back to his blog, back to his store. So each information he provides moves everyone closer to his objective. So listen, he's not going to post an article about cats jumping into bags, or repost the video of cats jumping into bags, right? It's just not appropriate for the bird site. So you have to keep that in mind. That's a pretty extreme example. I guess he would put a cat thing in, if it was an article about a bird beating up a cat, maybe. I don't know. But it's something for you to think about. But everything you put in there has to move you closer to your main objective. And that main objective is what? To get a subscriber, to get someone to share. You don't always need the subscriber right away, but it's always cool to have someone share, right? Am I right? If someone shares your blog post in the social networks, it could be an avalanche of people coming your way for you. So curation strategy, best practices. Now, let's go through this. Limit the number of articles you curate from any one source. So you're in the you're in the Legends network, you're in the back office, and you're going to begin to curate. My recommendation is to create an article from each and every one of them once every day. So day 1, you do one from Janet. Day 2, you do one from Todd Falcone. Day 3, you do one from Val. Day 4, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Jerry Schroeder. You can go on and on and on. See? So if you just said, listen, I'm going to start curating it, and you start curating nothing but Janet Legere, people are going to start, sorry, Janet, but people will find that boring. You're only putting stuff in there from one source. And you're not that appealing. But if you can provide your overall goals by using many voices, high caliber voices that, their very use of their name elevates your position in the marketing world. That's what you want. So limit the number of articles you curate from any one source. Reproduce only portions of the headline or article to get your point across. Okay? Experts only use a small portion of the original article. And you'll see in the examples what we're talking about. Sharing images, listen, never grab an image off someone's website. If you're going to use someone's image off their website, you better have their website URL so you can give them proper accreditation, so that you can give them a referral back. Ideally, what you want to use is a thumbnail of the real image. So sharing images, use the thumbnail. And any article title you're using from one of the gurus, you're going to retitle it. You're going to retitle it in your own words. Identify the source of the article. You're going to link to the article prominently. You're not going. Remember, in the old days, you're putting a website together, and one of the bad things to do was to put a link on there where you allowed the search engines to no follow, right? You didn't want them to follow it because it took everybody away from your site. We don't do that anymore. We actually want people to go visit other people's site, because when you do that, guess what? If you're curating with the Legends Network trainers, they're going to say, hey, my goodness, John Paris just sent me someone. Wow. I got a referral from John Paris's site. Oh, I got a referral from George Kelly's site. I got to start watching that guy. Hey, what about Joan? They're going to know this, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to go to your blog. Maybe they're going to thank you. Maybe they're going to post on your blog. Maybe you can invite them to come post on your blog. Maybe you can do some more articles about their blog. Maybe they're going to get involved in the conversation when you put something controversial about something they're training. So it's all a good thing. So be creative. Let those links go. Be creative in all your creation efforts. You add your own voice. It improves your profile, and it improves your leverage online. This is what we're talking about with the Legends Network. It's about leverage. It's about 2 by 2 by 2. Now, what if you had two people who would share your blog with two people who would share your blog with two people who would share your blog with two people, and so on and so on and so on? You're not asking people for money. You're just asking them to share your blog. Guess what's going to happen? If you're doing a good job with curation, you're going to get a lot of people wanting to join you in your business. So be creative. Make your commentary as time goes on. Your commentary is always longer than the excerpt that you're going to use from the Legends Network trainers. It's always going to be longer because you're always going to put your own words in there. You're always going to show people that hey, I have a brain. I know where I'm going. And if I know where I'm going, then yeah, it's easier. It's easier for you to follow me to sort of figure out where you're going. So you can become a leader too. Right? Now, let's get into a few of these right now. This is Tamara Trowbridge. She has done quite a few TLN curated blog posts, and I'm going to go over the structure here with you in a minute. I'm going to go over the structure with you. This is from her blog, tamaratrowbridge.com. Jan, if you want to type that in there, you can, so that people can go to the site themselves and see how she's gone about curating information from the Legends Network. She has done quite a few. I've got two here of hers. I've got one that is not related to TLN from Steve, and I've got one from Steve that just shows you the potential of content creation marketing. So in this blog here, she talks, her title is 10 Ways to Create the Future You Want to Live. Now what she's done here, she has the, let's go through it. At the top there's the blog title, September 8th, blah, blah, blah. Then you got your sharing buttons. And then she's got the Create the Future. How do you actually go about creating your own destiny? That's basically a quote from Patrick Snow's article. And then she's got her title, 10 Ways to Create the Future You Want to Live. And then she's got a subtitle, Believe in Yourself. And then she's got the image on the left. And then she's got a short 3 paragraphs of information that she wants to share with you. And in it she says this: we all want to live the life of our dreams. Sometimes it may seem like a mystery on how some people just naturally get what they want out of their life, etc., etc. She does that for two more sentences. That's pretty easy. What she's done, she's gone to the Learning Network, the Legend Network back office, grabbed Patrick Snow's training, gone to his website, and this is from a PDF that Patrick Snow put together on his website titled Top 10 Ways to Create Your Own Destiny. Now you see Tamara's rewrote that title to 10 Ways to Create the Future You Want to Live. It's in her own words, right? She's using a small little image to the left, 3 short paragraphs of what she wants to cover with you, and then she's got the title of the original article, Top 10 Ways to Create Your Own Destiny, and Patrick Snow, that should be on another line. PatrickSnow.com should be on the other line for HTTP PatrickSnow.com. And then here's her quote. Here's her big quote from the article. Only those who can see the invisible can achieve the impossible. Belief in your vision is the key to creating your own destiny. And then she's got to read more at a link to the article. And then she's got her closing title tag. Patrick Snow is a legend. And then she just summarizes, right? For years, I was unsure who to follow on the internet. Were they just broke, trying to convince me they had the solution? Right? This is creative. This Tamara, I'm sure it didn't take you long to put these paragraphs together. Am I correct? After you read the article, was it an easy thing for you to do? Because basically all you're doing is summarizing the article in your own words. That's what curation is. And believe me, Tamara does about, how many of these do you do a day, Tamara? About 3 or 4? I know you do some for CLB, you do some for yourself. Okay, 3 or 4 per week, and that's great. Because as she curates more and more articles, guess what? Google's going to say, wow, this girl knows what she's talking about. She's providing information in a way, using a template, by the way, that's available in the Curation Works back office for upgraded members. We'll get to that in a moment. But this template is the key to the better rankings that we have been getting using this template. Because it basically follows Google's rules. It follows all the content creation best practice rules, so no one can ever be in trouble by taking information from another site to your own. And it's structured in a way that's readable, it's shareable, and it's available to anyone on the social network. Because this post as well, I believe, Tamara, it goes to your Facebook as well as Twitter, etc., etc., etc. And at the bottom, of course, she's got her share buttons. So when you go to her site, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to her site to read her over her examples, let her know how she's doing. Let her know. Say hi. We're all in this together, right? Because the more we share our articles, the more you provide action steps for your social market to get involved in what you're doing, and you will get involved in what they're doing, the better off you'll all be from a business point of view. And Google rewards you for that. That's part of your job. That's part of your job as a leader. It's part of your job. So the share buttons are there. Now here's another article that Tamara did. To people that want to build a list but can't. Get started. She's got her brief little introductory quote. List building. The process is the same. Whether you're selling widgets, marketing affiliate programs, or building a network marketing company, the process is the same. Okay, that's her opening little quote, and then her title: to people that want to build a list but can't get started. And then her subtitle. The title is in H1. The subtitle is in H2. Master the process. The image is left aligned. Then you've got 2 or 3 paragraphs that kind of tells people what you want to tell them. So this is what I want to tell you in this article, blah, blah, blah. Then you have 1 sentence or more to introduce the article. In this case, she used 2. And then she's got a paragraph saying, rather than go through the entire process, go right here to Jan's article on ezine.com. How did she get that? By going into TLN, finding out Janet was a trainer, started following her there, ended up on one of her articles on ezines, on ezinearticles.com. And she created content from the ezine articles. Googled her. Very good. Very good. Simply Googled her. Now here's the article. The actual article is Mastering the Process to Build Your Business Online. And ezine articles should be on the next line. You don't need the and ezine articles tab. Okay. Other than that, this is fantastic. Great job. Let's go back. She rewrote the title to people that want to build a list but can't get started. Fantastic. That's absolutely creative. He gets the point across without a lot of work. And then the little quote, right? There's the link to easyarticles.com, and then the brief little quote, and then the read more at the actual article URL. And then the closing tag, or the closing H tag, heading tag, Janet Legere is a legend. Now that looks familiar, doesn't it? Hang on. Didn't I see that before? Oh, Patrick Snow is a legend. Wow, this is good, Tamara. You know, it's the same but different, right? So Janet Legere is a legend, and so is Patrick Snow. And she's got a brief little paragraph there about Janet. It's that is how you curate an article. And that's how easy it is to curate articles from your TLM back office. It's very, very easy. It's extremely exciting to me because all the information is there for us to excel at what we do, to elevate ourselves by using the popularity of others. Right? You know, if you're selling a product and you say the name Oprah, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Some company's selling something and Oprah's got her name behind it. What's going to happen? Anybody? Anybody? Come on, everybody. They're going to make a lot of money, aren't they? Only because they've been able to use the name of someone who is well known, who is a leader, who is trusted. So of course they will. So if your blog is full of information from individuals or leaders who are well known, who are trusted, guess what? Your position is elevated as well. And if your position is elevated, you're going to make more money in TLN than you'd ever thought possible. You know, one of the things that you could do as a marketer is go to these trainers and ask them to come comment and make a comment on your blog post. That would make extraordinary sense because you're promoting them. Why can't they come back and help you along the way, right? Because we're all marketers. Now let's go to another example. What's a MOLI level? Sorry, Steve, I just noticed you got a spelling error there. Anyhow, Steve's got, you know, it's the same thing. It's the same template. You know, you start off curating an article by grabbing a little snippet. See if I can make this so that we can all see that. Hang on. All right. You've all got the little snippet here, right? Then you've got your H1 tag, which is your title tag that Steve rewrote, right? It's not the same title as the title of the article. And then you've got your subtitle. Then you've got your image here. It is aligned left. And then you've got your introductory. You've got your introductory paragraphs. And then you've got a brief introduction to the. Whoops! Why doesn't that want to work? Sorry. Then you've got your brief introduction to the article. You've got the article title. You've got, this is very small, but I'll fix that up. You've got the link to the main website, and then Steve has his quote here. The quote's a rather large one. And then he's got his read more, and then he's got his closing title, his H3 title, and then he's got his closing paragraph. and it's all there. And all Steve did was follow the template. Actually, Steve created the template, didn't you, Steve? Good job, good job. Now, we're kind of running out of time. I'll try to move on quickly here. But content curation is not only useful for you, it's useful for your clients as well. I just didn't fall on content curation. We were hired by an organization, a very large organization, to help them with their marketing, but they didn't want to do it the traditional way. So we suggested content marketing to them, and by way we would do the curation for their website for a fee. Now this website here is briancosta.com, and it's a website that Steve curates for, and it is a real estate website, a realtor's website. And you'll see this particular article here, San Gabriel Valley Recreation Precautions for Snake Bite Season, is an article that he did for one of the articles on Brian Costa's blog. It's a client's blog. So this is something you can all learn, because for those who know content curation, you have the ability to go to a client and say, hey, not only do I know SEO, but I also know content curation. So if you need a hand with that, let me know. It's something new we offer. So you, as an entrepreneur, not only do you get to learn it, but it's also something you can throw in your toolbox so that if anybody asks, you can say, yeah, I could do that for you for a fee. Or an organization. There are so many companies right now looking for curators. It's ridiculous. All right. Same curation template, different blog, of course. This is Brian Costa's blog. So Steve made his own little article, San Gabriel. He read this article. Where'd you read that, Steve? Let me see where you can see that. The San Gabriel Valley Tribune is where he got the article, and the article title was Drought May Be Causing Higher Rates of Snake Bites in Southern California. That's the article title. So Steve rewrote the article title. He's got his subtitle there, Hikers and Mountain Bikers Warned to Be on the Lookout. Then he's got his articles, his 3 paragraphs of information. Now, yeah, Steve's a little long-winded, but you have to know Steve. Steve's an actor. Steve's creative. Steve is very, very good at what he does. Tamara, on the other hand, Tamara's not any of those things, but she does a really good job because she understands her business. She understands the business. And what she does is just as powerful as what Steve has done here. Absolutely. So, Steve's got the next thing on the blog post is the name of the article title, where he got it from, the San Gabriel Valley Tribune. He's got his little quote, and then he's got a link to the real article, and then he closes it off with his H3 tag, and he adds a few more paragraphs as a closing. Thanks, Steve, for the blog quote. Now, the really cool thing here is, Steve's been curating for quite a while. He's been doing a lot of blog posts for briancosta.com, and he's done a very good job of it. Now, keep in mind that this is just a niche site, just like any niche site. This could be a site about the learning of the Legends Network. The same thing applies. The more you curate, the more Google pays attention, the more your social people start sharing your articles. Right? So if you had a site about the Legends Network doing exactly the same thing, I'll go back to Tamara's blog post in a moment, but I just wanted to show you this thing. Does it work? Does it work? Do you guys think it works? Do you think it helps your Google rankings? Oh yeah, it works. Watch this. You'll see this, San Gabriel Valley Recreation Precautions for Snakebite. That came up 45 minutes after Steve posted it. And not only did it come up on the search engines, but it came in position number two of 7,700,000 websites on Google. So yes, curation works. Curation works well. So let's go back to Tamara's here just for a moment here. I'll use Janet for an example because I know her the most. Now, the article here that Tamara did for Janet was very, very powerful. She followed all the rules that we provide for her in the training section, in the template, whereby you first start out putting a small little quote at the top, your H1 tag for the title, an H2 tag for the subtitle. You create 3 paragraphs of information or 2 paragraphs of information, 1 paragraph or 1 sentence for an introduction to the actual real article. And that's it. And basically that's it. And you finish it off by doing this. The article name. Now, Tamara, the only thing you need to do, the only thing that you've done wrong that I could see here, I think it might be a HTML error, but the and ezine articles, you don't need that because you've got the HTTP down below. So other than that, it's perfect. You've got the article's name, you've got the HTTP to the originating website, you've got the quote, the block quote, you've got the read more at, and then Janet Legere is a legend, which is your closing. And really, ladies and gentlemen, it is really so simple. Because this whole article took three small paragraphs of information. Just 3. Not a million. You didn't have to think about what you had to create because it's already been created for you. You're only taking the very best information that you can find from that individual, from that source, and putting it together in a format that makes sense for you, makes sense for your market, makes sense for the people who are following you. And it shows them who you are, and it elevates you as the leader. And if it elevates you as the leader, guess what? The know, like, trust factor comes into play, and people will begin to join you in what it is you do. And it's really, truly that simple. Now I'm going to ask Steve, maybe Steve could come up and provide his insight to content marketing. But before I did that, I just want to just do a quick review. So be strategic about your topic selection. So if it's about list building, make it list building. If it's about phone calling, make your blog about phone calling. If it's about internet marketing, make it about internet marketing, and don't stray from that. Vary your sources. Just don't take one TLN guy and post everything, repost everything he's ever posted. Vary your sources. Do a post a day from a different individual. Be selective about what you have to go through. Organize your information so it's meaningful for you. And if it's meaningful for you, it's going to be meaningful for your audience. You have to ensure, and this is absolutely, you have to ensure you adhere to the ethical best practices. You have to do that. If you don't do that, you could end up in trouble. There are copyright laws that you have to be aware of. And add value by providing your insights, add value by providing your opinions, and providing your own context. This is what Tamara's attempting to do. This is what Tamara is doing. Tamara has a lot of followers. Tamara is an effective leader. Tamara can get it done. Tamara understands what her job is. Tamara understands what leadership is. She is able to write about that. And we all can write about that. And if you can't, just sum it up. Just sum it up and just provide that link. But follow the template. Watch this recording over and over and over again. Follow the template. Following the template, you got it made. You have got it made. Steve, do you want to? Did you want to come on up and say a few words? Give us your idea of content creation. Now, Steve Gahagan, for people who don't know, he's my partner in Curation Works. Steve has provided all the video training. There are 33 videos in there, and boy, he has done a tremendous job. And we have ongoing live training every 2 weeks as well. Steve, come on up.
Hey, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. My microphone was off. As you can see, I'm wearing my hat in honor of Val tonight. Thank you for the moment here, Don. So let's just ask what is content curation in light of everything that Don has been saying here? It's actually leading a conversation. There is a huge glut of information. It's different than it was 10, 12 years ago out there on the internet. There's way, way too much information. How do we get people to follow us and to start to know, like, and trust us these days? We do that by providing them a service. And the service we can provide through content curation is to wade through that glut of information and put all of the best stuff on in our niche, for instance, the Legends Network or network marketing or however you want to approach it, put all of the best stuff right there on our blog so that, we've got all these guys in the Legends that are the legends in the back office. But if somebody wants all that information, they've got to go to, subscribe to Ray Higdon. They've got to go subscribe to Todd Falcone. They've got to, go to Richard Stevenson's blog. They've got to, do all this stuff. And if you want to keep up to date on it, you're going to be wading through a whole lot of information every day. If you do that for them and put the best stuff from the best people on your blog, on your Facebook page, in your timeline, and on your Google Plus and in your LinkedIn, then guess what? They're going to follow you because you're doing a lot of the work for them. And that's a service that you can provide them that will bring them back to get to know, like, and trust you. Now, content marketing is exactly what we do anyway. In Facebook, in Google, and all of those places, we're marketing content, either if we create it ourselves or if we share something. Curation is what we do when we share. Now, whether you're going to share everything and be an aggregator, or if you're going to be a curator and really take it upon yourself to share only the best information with a specific purpose, those are two different things. If you're curating, get this, what you're doing is you are partnering with the absolute best people in your industry to create content for your blog. Every morning when you get up, you think to yourself, oh my goodness, well, I wonder what Ray Higdon wrote for my blog today. Oh my gosh, I wonder what Todd Falcone is giving me today to put on my Facebook page. All right? That's what happens when you do curation the right way. Quality curation has a lot to do with the quality of the stuff that you're sharing. So this is all about leading a conversation, and your voice comes into it. So put your own voice into it. Pick only the best stuff. Understand the power of what you're doing, because in the bottom of the end result of everything, what you're doing is you are leveraging your knowledge of what all of these other people are saying, all of your thought movers in your industry. You're leveraging that into an authority position for yourself. And when you do that, people will subscribe to your list, people will trust you, people will partner with you, and you'll end up with more Legends Network members. Okay, Don, thanks for the moment here, and I think he's going to talk to you about Curation Works. Look at this; we put this all in one program where you guys can get it too. So thanks everybody. I love the Legends Network. I'll talk to you soon.
Well, that was pretty awesome, Steve. Thank you for that. I got to tell you guys, there's better at this than Steve, and he knows it inside and out. And I look forward to getting Steve in here doing some training too. Wasn't that exciting stuff? Did you guys learn a lot tonight? If you really want to get into the nitty-gritty, that we have 33 videos in the back office that walk you through exactly how to do the curation, how to find the content, how to do this. You get one-on-one help as well. We do have a special for our TLN Pro members. I talked with Blair and Val about, so we have reduced the price by 50% for TLN members. So you get it's not $297, it's only $148.50 if you want to grab the full curation content course. And then once you're in as a member, you also get to resell it and earn a commission. So it's kind of a win-win situation. I think it's great training for everyone to be doing. I really do think it's leading edge, and I believe if you guys start doing this and really focus on doing it for the Legends Network and focused on the people that are a part of Legends and their content and really connecting all those dots and connecting it all to the Legends, your Legends business is going to explode, and you're going to be having so much fun doing it because you're going to be learning all these things as you're posting it on your blog, and your blog's doing all the work for you and showing you as an expert in this industry, and it's helping everyone because we can all be working together, sharing our blogs, and that's the beauty of the group that we have, because as you do this, as you go and do content for your blog, come in the group and post it. Say, hey guys, I curated some content on Todd Falcone. Can you come and comment it and share and spread it around? And before you know it, your friends are sharing it because it's great content, and they're really starting to see the value. So I hope you guys are seeing how beneficial this is. If you need help with any of this, come and ask. The recording will be up in the back office, so you'll be able to listen to it again. You'll be able to watch some of the tips and tricks that Dawn and Steve shared with you guys. There was a lot of information shared here tonight, and I know that it didn't really get absorbed all at once, but that's why we're here. So if there's anything we can do to help, we're here to do that. Thanks for being here. You guys are top notch. You are the primo of the crop as far as I'm concerned. You are all legends, and our job here is to help you be the best legends you can be. So let's go out and make everything legendary. There's a live call going on right now, so we'll see you guys over there. I may not make it. I think it's time for me to put this body to bed so these germs can finish their partying. They're just having a great time in here. They need to go away. So you guys have yourselves a great night. Thank you for being here. Love you guys. You're awesome. And we'll see you next Thursday, and Tuesday as well. Tuesdays and Thursdays for pro members at the Legends Network. Janet Legere here signing out. Thanks, Dawn. Thanks, Steve. You guys are awesome. Have